All right, let's get into day 23 of this challenge, and I'm absolutely excited. Today, we're going to get real about what really makes some of the pitches work and others flop. Let me tell y'all what I've been finding. So, you all have been going out here and you've been pitching your offers, you've been talking to people, you've been sending text messages, you've been doing the thing. However, you're not clear on what it is you are really selling and who you are selling it to. So, today, day 23, we're going to try to fix what might be going wrong. And I really want you to take a few minutes and I really want you to think about when you have pitched your services. First of all, have you been pitching your services? And second of all, what has been the response when you pitched the service? Did it lead to more questions? Were people just kind of just staring? Did they start talking about something that, didn't really pertain? Did you keep talking because you didn't know what else to say? And so you figured, I'm just going to keep talking, and you just kept talking because you got nervous. What really happened? Let's talk about that in the comments. Tell me in the comments what really happened when you pitched your services. But let me tell you, as I've been listening to folks pitch their services, as I've been listening to people talk about their business, the biggest thing that I found is that you're not trying to solve a problem. You're trying to sell a product. You keep talking about this thing about what you can do, but you're not telling how you're going. You're not talking about solving the problem and the results that you get. You just keep talking about the process of solving the problem. So today we're going to get into what makes some pitches work and why others flop. And it's all about really talking to your audience like you're having coffee with them. So you want to be straightforward, clear, and to the point. I want you to think about the last time you went out for coffee. What happened when you went out for coffee? I want you to really pull this image to your mind. I want you to really think about it. Think about the last time you went out for coffee. The last time I went out to coffee, it was with a girlfriend who I hadn't seen in a while. We were like, let's grab coffee. Everybody knows right now it's morning time, and you see what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing? I got my cup of coffee, and I drink coffee every day. So everybody knows that I love coffee. So we went out to coffee, and the conversation started before we even got through the door. We met at the little fancy coffee shop. I got out of my car. She got out of her car. I text said, I'm here. And as we were walking through the door, we were like, hey, girl, what's going on? How are you? Hugged and went on in and went to get our coffee from at the line. And when we got to the table, it was like, so what's been going on? It is so good to see you. What's been happening? Think about how, it's not a tense situation, and it's really about you talking about what's going on, what's been challenging you. And really, when we met, and when she and I met, we talked about what had been going on that was good, and also what we're struggling through right now. And so that's how you want your pitch to be. You want it to be like you're having coffee with an old friend. And that's normally very straightforward, clear, kind of to the point, but it's relaxed with a little bit of laughter and joy. Like, are you having joy in this? So, we're going to peel back that fancy language today, because that's the other thing that we got to talk about. Y'all got to stop with all this lingo and this language and making it so professional and so academic. That creates tension. That creates people to feel like they got to be on guard. They got to watch every word that comes out of their mouth, and it creates an unlevel playing field. So I really want us to think about the language that we're using. I want us to think about whether or not we've been smiling, whether or not it sounds like we are enjoying what it is that we do. So it's about making sure that when you talk about what you do, the person on the other end gets it right away and can see how it's going to make their life better. So I'm going to go over just a couple of points for you, and I want you to write these points down, because if you're pitching your services, if you're talking to people, if you're sharing about what it is that you're doing and it's not leading to any results, sis, you got to change the approach that you're taking. That doesn't mean to throw the baby out with the bathwater. That just means you got to change a couple of things in your approach, and that's okay. We got to go through this process, in order to get to the one that works, to get to the one that sticks. And again, I remind you, if you were doing sit-ups to get a flat stomach, you wouldn't do 5 sit-ups and say, oh my goodness, where's my flat stomach? You have to do the reps. So get your pen and paper. And the first thing I want you to write down is use everyday language. Stop with all of the lingo. Stop with all of the acronyms. Stop with all of the big words. We don't have to be talking about how we're going to revolutionize education and we're going to transform the school system and we're going to elevate. You don't have to do all of that. Think about how you explain your job to a friend who knows nothing about it. You wouldn't use jargon or big words, right? So that's how you should talk to your potential clients. Make it simple, make it relatable. When people ask me, what do? I help school leaders not have to be two different people. You don't have to be one somebody at school and somebody else on the weekend. See how they know exactly what I do? Because they can relate to that. When I'm talking about what I do here, I help teachers who want to lead a classroom and make more money. Plain and simple. If you're a teacher and you want to lead a classroom and you want to make more money, come and holler at me. I can help you to do that. So make it simple, make it relatable. And then I want you to focus on their needs. I want you to start with what they're struggling with. See, the reason why you can't be clear about what it is that you do, because A, you're not clear about what they're struggling with. And then B, you're not 100% sure of what it is they want. I'm telling you this, if you can articulate what it is your ideal client is struggling with and what it is they desire, and you can be prepared to respond to their objections, you're going to get double the amount of yeses than you've been getting. So start with what they're struggling with. Are you tired of disengaged students? See how simple that is? Stop making it so complicated. I'm gonna help you to work on student engagement and this and that. Don't nobody want to hear that. Are you tired of disengaged students? Are you tired of students with their heads on the desk while you're teaching? Are you tired of students not turning in their homework? Do they want to cut down on administrative? Do you want to cut down on administrative headaches? Period. So I want you to speak directly to the pain points and then clearly state how you can make these problems go away. Don't get into, I'm gonna come, I'm gonna do 3 PDs, I'm gonna do 17 hours of this and 10 hours. No, talk about the results. And you can do that by sharing a quick story about someone just like them that you've helped. And so, like a lot of times when I'm talking to my administrators, I'll let them know I recently worked with an administrator. It was his second year in. He came from a different school, got promoted. He was the assistant principal over at the other school, got a promotion, went over to the new school, which was the high school. First year, he just thought he'd go in, figure out the lay of the land, and then second year, he'd work to make a difference. However, by the time he got to October, he realized if he didn't do something quick, he was going to be losing his job. The problem was the people had lost confidence in him because as he was checking out the groundwork during year one, he didn't do any action. He didn't build any confidence. He didn't know what to do because he was still trying to figure it out. Well, he called me in to be his secret weapon in the background, to have somebody to bounce ideas off of, to support him with the staff meetings, and to help him to walk through the school improvement plan and be able to articulate it in a way that the teachers understand his vision, and then they come up with a plan to work together so that everybody's on board, so that people cannot tear down the fence because we all built it together. And as I was talking and sharing that quick story, that principal was able to see how he could use my services because he too was a second year principal and was experiencing some issues that were similar to that, but not exactly that. He had a couple of groups in his building who were mad that they got a new principal. And again, he had to build their confidence and gain their trust. And he was able to see that in the story that I shared. And I also shared a real strategy. Like I said, we went through the school improvement plan, and then we came up with a plan to allow the teachers and him to work together, not him coming to throw out a plan at them, but to say, okay, here's the problem. Let's work together to put a plan together of how we're going to work through this problem this year and get our students what they need, as well as supporting you all as you're doing the work. And so, because of that, that is a real strategy. And so, that principal was able to see, oh, maybe I can use her services too. So, you might do something like maybe you share a quick story where you worked with a teacher who was burnt out from lesson planning, and you introduced your interactive curriculum tool, and suddenly she had more time to really engage with her students and less time stressing about prep. You see what I'm saying? So when you are sharing the story, you're sharing a real strategy that you used, and the person is able to see themselves in that story. And then you got to keep your solutions concrete. Instead of those vague promises, be specific, people. Say something like, with our tools, you can reduce lesson planning time by up to 50%, giving you more hours in the day for what really matters, which is teaching. Use real numbers. So don't leave them wondering what to do next. A simple call to action. Let's have a 15-minute call to discuss. So let's review. First of all, you're going to use everyday language, and then you're going to focus on their needs. You're going to share a quick story that articulates the results, and then you're going to keep your solutions concrete by giving real data, real numbers, real results, and then you're going to give them a really easy next step call to action. Now, I like to mix up my call to actions. We can do a 15-minute call to discuss. Sometimes when I'm emailing principals and school folks, I will say, just reply back to this email. I might put my actual cell phone number in the email and say, feel free to just pick up and call me or text if that is more user friendly for you. But I think you'll see how you can use a different call to action to get the results that you're looking for. So, your task for today is to take your pitch. I want you to strip it down. I want you to rewrite it using the tips that we've talked about today. And then I want you to actually try using your pitch. Also, if you want help on your pitch, put it in the comments, folks. Drop your revised pitch in the comments, and I'm more than happy to try to help you out. Let's help make one another's pitches not just good, but let's really work to make them great. And we have people who are joining. As you can see, we get a couple of hundred people who watch these videos every day. So we got a good group of people who are following along in this challenge, who are looking to sell their services to school leaders and school systems. Also, another thing that I want to make sure that I share with you all, some of you all are still in that infancy phase, and some of you all just started your business and didn't do the appropriate things to be able to have a sustainable and scalable consulting business. On October 21st through the 25th, we'll be doing the Launch Your Ed Consulting Biz Challenge, and I'll drop the link below in the comments or in the description. Check it out, because you need to have your business set up to win, and not that little doing crazy stuff like, I still got a Gmail address. I don't know how to bring leads into my business. I don't know what to say or how to get more contracts. You need to be in the Launch Your Ed Consulting Biz Challenge. So I'll put that in the description so you can click it and read all about it. But I'll see you all on day 24 of the challenge. Talk to y'all later. Good luck, and go out here, do it. I'm telling you, do what I tell you to do. You're going to see some amazing results.